Hi, welcome to Boys Hangout, a show where we have raw, honest, entertaining conversation about men realities with respect to, social media filters and public expectations. Okay, let's get right on to it. I go by the name Bidex Bounty. I am your host for this show. This is the debut episode. And to my right here, I have my co-host
Vox Populi.
And to my left, I've got my guest
KAYCEE.
Yes, we've got Vox Populi as my co-host and KAYCEE as my guest for the show. And further talking about what the show is about, this is where we talk about masculinity, fatherhood, your relationships, heartbreaks, experiences, mistakes, and too much things to talk about.
Yeah, like the goal is not to preach or pretend like it's all perfect. The idea is to make sure that the idea is to make sure that we have an honest conversation where experiences are challenged, where we speak more about things that we've been through as men,
and we get to learn from it. Okay, without no wasting so much ado, we'll go right into it. The first segment of Boys Hangout of the debut episode would be hooking you to this question. All right. KAYCEE, you are the guest of the day. I'm throwing this to you. It's coming back to you. Okay.
Yeah, actually.
When you were 12 years old, how did you picture your life would be right now?
Right now, when I was 12.
I don't know how many years ago that was, but as kids, we always have this
vision,
So when you were 12,
I think I should be married with 4 kids now.
you boy,
I don't be a fleet of private jets.
The fleet.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot. What big dreams. 12. Okay, to my co-host.
Okay, for me, I really think when I was 12, I wanted to I thought I would by now be stupendously rich and be a very big politician, calling the shots in the country and stuff. But I mean, things you think about when you're 12.
Okay. When I was 12, for me, when I was 12, I think I wanted to be a mechanic.
Okay, that's interesting.
No, really.
Big dreams.
Yeah, like a mechanic, because as a 12, I was very used to mechanics around my
Automobile mechanic.
Yeah, automobile mechanic. So the way they work on engines and make car works just really fascinated me. And I feel like, okay, I want to be a mechanic, I want to be an automatic,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just, I would wear their uniform, I would, they would ask me, who gets spanner, who get, it was so interesting and fascinating for me,
Okay.
Anyway, viewers would like to get in the comment section, how was it over wherever you are in life right now, from when you were 12, how did you picture adulthood would be like where you are right now? Okay, without no wasting so much ado, let's move on to the next segment of the show. And the next segment of the show is where we talk about the expectations of life versus reality. And when we talk about expectation versus reality, Vox,
Yeah.
a question strikes in my mind.
Okay.
Ask me that one question.
What question is that?
What is the biggest lie adulthood ever told you growing up?
That's quite
Okay, I think we should direct it to KAYCEE first. Being our guest on the show. Okay, what's the biggest lie adulthood told you growing up?
Told me growing up.
Yeah.
The biggest lie
Biggest lie.
adulthood told you growing up?
Before I speak of the lie, let me start with the truth.
Okay.
You will understand when you're older.
Okay.
I definitely understand.
Okay.
Now you understand.
Now I understand. So the biggest lie is it's quite nice. I'm not even getting there are many things.
There's quite a lot of lie.
Yes.
So you're looking for the biggest.
I'm looking for the
Growing up.
growing up.
Just like
Moving with bad people will take you nowhere.
okay, that hits deep right there.
Yeah.
Oh God, I really wish we have, some liquor right here so that I can just take that to drink to that. Essentially, honestly, that hits differently. Like, really, moving with bad people. The bad people.
Yeah, bad people. It's in quotes.
But what about you?
What is your notion
Okay,
of
from
Yeah. Notion of
What's your
bad
notion of
people
bad
from bad people. Man, I think it's just a psychological thing, man. At the end of the day, it's just nomenclature.
For me, I think like good and bad can be there are some things that are bad and there are some things that are outright good. But like it can also be very relative when it comes to what we define as bad. Like some parents to some parents, your bad friend is the friend who gets hearing after.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Whereas
These
they're just
people-
being judgmental.
Yeah, these people have a whole lot in them that they can,
So for
influence in
give out,
you.
yes.
That they have a lot to give out.
when he said bad people, I put it in quotes in my head already. Like, okay,
Exactly.
the society always stereotypes some certain kind of people as bad, and it's not always like that.
It's not always like that. That's the truth. But I'm glad that we even had to like digress into that because so that people will
For clarity's sake.
For clarity's sake.
Yeah.
Some people, no matter what you talk about it, they will still hold on to their opinions about these things. But moving forward.
Back to the question from me.
Back to the question.
The biggest lie.
That adulthood ever told you.
Well, for me, growing up, I really looked up to growing up because I wanted a lot of things for myself really quickly.
Okay.
Okay, and there was a lot of lies told. Okay, and one of it is I thought being an adult, you always be able to provide.
Exactly. You just said mine. You just said mine. I don't think there's need for me to because you just said mine out of my heart.
In my head, like when I was young, sometimes when I ask my parents for something, I'm like, buy suya or buy this or buy
And they
that.
just give it to you.
Or sometimes even when they don't, I'm like, okay, maybe they have it and they don't.
They just don't like you are not done.
Then you can see.
I know that.
Going back to what you said, now you understand.
Now I understand.
You understand.
That was some
You
like
feel me?
serious lie that I used to believe growing up. Like I would always be able to.
Exactly. For me too. Like growing up, I felt like getting things the way I just request for it from my parents and they just provide it. I feel like, adulthood is actually sweet and interesting.
Yeah,
like I can always get whatever I ever want at any point in time. But fast forward now.
Reality check.
Reality check.
Reality check.
Okay, moving forward, just in case you're joining the show, this is BOYZ Hangout, and I'm your host, Bidex Bounty. I'm right here with my co-host,
Vox Populi.
and this is the debut episode of BOYZ Hangout. And on the debut episode, we have the luxury of having KC as our guest.
Let's go
Okay,
deep.
all right, let's move forward. The next segment of the show right now points all the way to the hardest thing about being a man. Okay, the hardest thing about being a man, something strikes in my mind. Ask me what it is.
What's that?
Money.
Okay. Yeah.
So it now takes me to asking you, Casey, what is your relationship with money right now? What is your relationship with
My
money?
relationship with money.
At this stage and age of your life, right? What's your relationship with money?
In what context? Like, let me guess.
What's your relationship with
Let me
money?
really guess.
See, no matter how ambiguous it sounds to you, answer it whichever way.
Yeah.
What's your relationship?
My relationship.
What do you like?
What is it like?
It's like a marriage. Okay. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
I always want to be.
But don't forget the theme of this segment. Don't forget the theme of this segment, which is the hardest thing about being a man. So you will be answering that question about what is your relationship with respect to that thing. Do you get it?
I get it.
All right. So let's have
My relationship
have the
with
flow.
It's like you know when they say you chase the bag and you've not caught the bag yet, but you're still catching the letters from the bag.
The liters. You know, the bag is running, they're running behind the bag, and the bag is actually littering, and you know, you are even as much as you are trying to cut the whole bag,
You're still trying to get big liters now.
So wow, well, that makes a lot of sense to me. Man.
As I define all the make a define thing.
You know that's
that kind of
like that's dope. Okay, Vox Populi, what do you think?
For me, I've lived my life to a point where I believe that money especially is very transient. You can have it in a moment and not have it anymore. Like it's very fickle. So like I also understand my relationship with money is such that I understand that you have to understand the value for money, because not understanding the value will mean that you would always squander.
Yes,
And
exactly. Yeah.
One key part of adulthood is knowing not to squander.
As a man,
Yes, especially as a man.
especially as a man.
Because if as a man you are squanderous in nature, you are going to find out that a lot of things will not work for you. So my relationship with money is basically treating it with respect, understanding the value, but also knowing that it is transient. So
That's
like
deep.
in relation to it being the hardest thing about being a man, like you don't enjoy it as much as because of the discipline.
The moment you have the money, a lot of things come to play. You start thinking investment, you start thinking savings, paying the bills, and sorting this, sorting that. So
anyway, makes a lot of sense. Well, for me, my relationship with money, I'll date back to okay, this is 2026, right? I'll date back to 5 years ago. You know, I'll be like, okay, 5 years ago, 2021. I feel like 2021 in my lifetime was the year I made the most money in my lifetime as a man. You know, the year I made my first millions and all that, 2021. So between that 2021 to now, like I've observed my relationship with money. It has been very, very fluctuating. You know, from the 2021 when I had my experience with my first few millions, and fast forward now, and I'm struggling with, sometimes I'm struggling with 50K, 30K. So it's so fluctuating. In between, a couple of few million comes in, but the way they go so fast, and it just takes me to MI saying money slows. I don't know, maybe you know that album, MI first album. I don't forgotten the track. It'd be like money slow enter, money quick to go. Man, it's so crazy. Like I work so hard for money, but the way it's just so basically, I would say fluctuating. Like it's not. So I feel like I have to figure a way how to make it stay more.
Okay.
Do you understand? So,
but let me quickly digress. Do you feel like you are still learning to handle money?
No, I don't feel like I'm still learning to handle money. Funny enough.
Okay.
I just feel I would just anchor my intuition to the fact that opportunity is everything. I probably I've not probably seen the opportunity to handle some certain amount of money.
Okay.
But psychologically, I feel like I'm ready for any amount of money, even if it's $1 billion. That's my age and stage in life.
Yeah, as a man, you
As a man,
you should be ready.
So that's it. Okay. Well, that was a very, very interesting one. Moving forward on the show, let's not waste so much time. This one, the segment is titled Truth or Cap. And I'll start by saying a statement and we are going to agree if it's truth or cap.
Okay.
The first statement, you should have figured your life out at 30 as a man. For me, that's cap.
Okay, for me, I am stuck between. Can I be on the fence?
You can't go defense.
No, I'll give my reasons.
It's truth or cap. No, it's just see. It's truth or cap.
No,
No.
I mean, it can be both sides of the coin. It could be both sides of the coin.
See, let me tell you something. This life revolves around binary. Yes or no. Forget binary. So, like, let us focus on binary.
Okay, so
0 or 1.
Back to the question. Yeah, I think
It's not
you should have figured out your life.
It's just
at 30.
yeah.
Truth or cap?
For you, is it truth or cap?
For me, okay.
Don't waste time on this.
Using my life as a practical example, that's cap. That's cap. Using my life as a practical example, that's cap. Like,
Okay.
I still don't have a lot to do.
Let's straight to KAYCEE. Let's cap. Let's cap.
Okay, for me, let me ask. Okay, do you feel like social media should influence how you live your life as a man?
No.
Yeah, for me, I feel like cap. That's cap.
That's big cap. That's big.
When should social media decide your life?
No, not like that. No.
But like we are living in a society presently where it is heavily influenced by what we see on social media now.
Yeah.
For we're in mental health month, and rightly so, a lot of men commit suicide. In fact, the statistics says more men commit suicide than women. And in fact, every day the numbers rack up to every day. Now, a lot of men are being pressured by what they see on social media, not even necessarily what they see in their real life, not necessarily what is the reality of what is happening to them. Sometimes it's just what they are seeing online. They are seeing on Instagram, this person is buying a new car, that person is buying a new car.
Yeah.
This person looks like he has his life figured out.
I honestly,
somebody's opening an hotel.
I honestly agree to you. I honestly agree with you to a very, very great extent because you know the way it happens between the females, like you know, I think it goes both ways. There are some men that actually doesn't have a mind of their own. We understand women. Women can easily be swayed by you know their emotions. But the truth is there are some men that are actually easily swayed too, and like you know. So these things happen. So that's why we would always have a truth or cap about some certain intuition about how a man should live his life.
That is why most times I feel you should also be careful of what you feed your mind.
Exactly. Of course.
We have to like
what you consume is what determines your emotions.
Especially.
What determines
Most
what's in your mind.
Most
So
especially.
be careful of what you
Yes,
consume.
most especially. Okay, we are moving to the ending of the segment, the ending of the show, and that takes us to the last segment of the show. And the last segment of the show saying one thing that I wish I had known earlier. So talking about one thing that I should have known earlier, I'm going to throw this to you.
Okay.
My co-host Vox Populi, and I'm going to take it the next and we'll let our guests wrap it up. Okay, all right. Talking about one thing I should have told my known earlier. Then let us convert it to a statement that we should just complete.
Okay.
So if I would say the statement, Vox Populi, if you were to advise your 18-year-old self, what would you tell him?
Well, I would tell my 18-year-old self to be careful with opportunities, be more meticulous with opportunities. That's the word. Because there is no exact pathway to adulthood. There's no particular structured pathway to adulthood that is conventional. it could be academics, it could be business, it could be whatever. But I would tell my 18-year-old self to be meticulous with opportunity, because sometimes in years from that time, you look back and you are going to be like, oh, I really messed that opportunity up and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Well, for me, what I should have known earlier, like if I were to tell my 18-year-old self something, I would tell my 18-year-old self to put myself through the learning journey of becoming a tech, honestly, because I actually do have the brain for this thing, but I felt like I missed out so much on a whole lot of things. Like, I wish, I'm currently an AI engineer in progress, but I wish, imagine me putting myself through the learning process of AI engineering from the age of 18. So
I think we're both talking on the corridors of opportunity.
Yes, exactly. But from just the different perspectives. Okay. I guess for the debut episode of Hangouts, KC, what do you have to say about if you were to tell your 18-year-old self something, like what would you have told your 18-year-old self?
That it should have been more disciplined and more intentional and rebellious about my goals and desires.
Rebellious about desire.
That hit me hard.
Yeah, because
no, that part hit me hard. Rebellious. Oh, man.
You don't even have to say it deeper than that. I think I grasp what he's talking about.
That was very enlightening. Thank you very much. Okay, without no much further ado, we've come to the end of BOYZ HANGOUT.
BOYZ HANGOUT.
The debut episode.
I'm sure they had fun.
Of course they definitely had fun. Hey, let me tell you something. Whether you are trying to become a better person, or you are trying to, understand women better, or you are trying to understand your sexuality, or you are trying to figure out life, or you want to enjoy conversations, or you are trying to figure out life, nobody has all the answers, and trust me, BOYZ HANGOUT is the show for you as a man. Okay, all right, this is BOYZ HANGOUT. Stay tuned for the next episode. I still remain your host, Bidex Bounty, and right here my co-host
Populi
and our guest
KAYCEE.
Big shout out to Loom Rooms, who endorses this amazing show.
Shout out to Loom Rooms.
Shout out to Mr. Shola.